أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the ability to try to understand Kitabullah and Sunnat Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. And we have been trying to understand the language that makes us understand Kitabullah and Sunnat Rasulullah and the Arabic language, which is Sarf and Nahw. In our classes, we have been studying Nahmir and Hadayatul Nahw and Qafiyah. Now, some of the students have studied Hadayatul Nahw and moved on to Qafiyah, but some of the students are still on Hadayatul Nahw, and some of my students have asked that I make a YouTube video, a lesson detailing some of the difficult parts in Hadayatul Nahw. And in this regard, this video is in regards to that question. And the question that is that we studied Munsarif and Ghair Munsarif. And before I start the lesson, it's just a few items that I would like to detail, which would make it easy for you. That in Nahw, we have nouns. And these are persons who are students of Nahw or are teachers of Nahw. They will understand that a noun in Nahw is of two types. It is Munsarif and Ghair Munsarif, meaning it is a declinable noun. It declines, but some of it is a fully declinable noun, and that is Munsarif, and the other one is Ghair Munsarif, which is a partially declinable noun. Now, we understand that nouns decline, meaning they have a declension, and this is the subject of Nahw, that majority of Nahw looks at declension, i'rab change, meaning the i'rab, the diacritic. You shouldn't call it a diacritic, because diacritic is something, haraka is something not at the end, but because the end of Zamma Fatha Qasra that is called an i'rab, okay? And we have just looked at that in Hadayatul Nahw. We have looked at on page 16 and 17, أن يكون الرفع بالضمة والنصب بالفتحة والجر بالكسرة, that Zamma, Fatha and Kasra, and how they are termed and what language you should use. And this is by the way, my book that I'm teaching here is Hadayatul Nahw, and it is a Al-Bushra print. Although Al-Bushra print, there is many sentences, words that have been changed and have been deleted and replaced with other words. And as my students know, that I do highlight them words or them phrases or them sentences that have been changed. But only the reason we use Al-Bushra print is because it is a very good print, and it has ample room for to make notes, okay? And we have just looked at that, what the i'rab is, and how is it called, and what you should call it. So the subject of Nahw is that i'rab change. Now, i'rab change is of two types in Nahw, especially for a noun, which is an ism, and the i'rab change is caused by a regent. A regent is called an amil. So according to whatever the regent is, that would cause the i'rab change, okay? And the i'rab change is usually at the end of the word. It is at the end of a word, of a noun. And in this particular case, we're looking at the nouns, and nouns are of two types. One is Munsarif and one is Ghair Munsarif. What this means is that it is a fully declinable noun or is a partially declinable noun. And this is what we are going to look at. A fully declinable noun is a normal noun, okay? It, according to its regent, it has all three different i'rab changes. And the book is going to explain. I'm going to read the passage and then I'm going to explain to you. But Ghair Munsarif is a partially declinable noun. And the reason it is partially declinable noun, because it has certain other words, and they are called asbab manasarf, that 9 such reasons that prevent it, or they obstruct it. Not prevent, but they obstruct the declension. So when these 9 appear in a noun, these 9 reasons or these 9 conditions appear in a noun, they will partially decline. Okay, they and or these 9 reasons are the cause of this partially declension. Or if there is 2 of them, together in a noun, they will prevent that, they will obstruct the declension. Or if there is one reason that is equivalent to, or it is valued equivalent to the 2, okay, that will also prevent it from, obstruct it from declension. So this is what we are going to look at. This lesson is going to be in 2 parts. It's going to be part 1 and part 2. And the reason for that is that we want to make these videos short, so they are bite-sized, they can easily be uploaded, and they can download it into WhatsApp or whatever, and however you want to use them, because some of my students, they are working class people, and in particular the person that I'm making this video for, I know he's a doctor, and he's got a very, very busy schedule. So I'm going to make it 2, 10, or even 3, so I can explain these. And this is from Hadayatul Nahw, page 23. I shall read the passage and then I shall explain it to you. So this is page 22 that we're on, and al-ismul mu'rabu ala nu'ain. This is faslun. This is the new chapter of al-ismul mu'rabu ala nu'ain. An ism mu'rab, declinable noun, is of 2 types. Munsarifun wa huwa ma laysa fihi sababani aw wahidun yakumu maqamahuma min al-asbab asbab al-tis'ati qazaidin wa yusamma ism al-mutamakkina wa hukmuhu an yadkhulahu al-harakatu al-thalasu ma'a at-tanwini taqulu ja'ani zaidun ra'aytu zaidan marartu bi zaidin. And what this is, the translation of this is that a fully declinable noun, وهو ما ليس فيه سببان أو واحد يقوم مقامهما, a fully declinable noun, that word not possessing أو واحد يقوم مقامهما من الأسباب التسعة, any such noun that does not, any such word that does not possess the 2 asbab, the 2 of the 9 reasons which prevent full declension, okay, or one such reason, واحد يقوم مقامهما من الأسباب التسعة, or one such reason that is equivalent to 2, that is called munsarif. And the example is Zaidin, okay, and Zaidin, this can be Zaidun, but because of the qaf, it is Zaidin, and this is called ismal wa yusammal ismal mutamakkin. Okay, so this is called ism mutamakkin, and ism mutamakkin is another name given to it. And what this really means is that mutamakkin would mean that giving room for declension. Okay, so this is called that it gives room for declension, so it's declinable noun. And the reason why it is a declinable noun is because it doesn't contain any of the 2 reasons of that prevent it from declension, or one such reason that is equivalent to 2 that prevent it from declining. And inshallah, on the next page, I'm going to explain them 9. Really, when you read Hadayatul Nahw, is always better to read it twice, because, like, for example, now this is referring to something, the reasons to, but the reasons are further down the line in the book. So you wouldn't, the question is, what are the reasons? So you always read it and then you go over it. And as this is the style of learning in Dars Nazami, that you should always look at your lessons beforehand, before you go into a class, so that at least that you understand. The rest of the part of the sentence, the book is, so that is what it understood. He says that this is Zaydin, and this is, Qaf is the regent, and this is one of the reasons that it is Zaydin. It can be Zaydun, okay? وحكمه أن يدخله الحركات الثلاث مع التنوين تقول جاءني زيد رأيت زيدا مررت بزيد. So, and the hukam is that the rule is that all three types of vowels, okay, are it will accept them, and it will also accept the tanween. So it, and there is given hukmuhu an yadkhulahu al-harakatu salasu ma'a at-tanween, so it will accept all three different types of declensions, and it will also accept a tanween. And the examples that are given is ja'ani zaydun, ra'aytu zaydan. So zaydun would be in the nominative state, Yusuf state, zaydan, and marartu bi zaydin in the genitive state. So it accepts all three different types of declension, and according to the regent, whatever the regent is, wherever the amil is, it will accept that declension. And it also, and the example, Zaydun, Dan, Din, they accept tanween as well, new nation. Okay? So this is the first part. This is just defining what munsarif is. So the other one is غير munsarif, okay? وغير منصرف وهو ما فيه سببان أو واحد منها يقوم مقامهما والأسباب تسعة هي. So the other part, the other one is غير munsarif. And what is غير munsarif? The definition of غير munsarif, that it is a partially declinable noun. A noun, غير munsarif is that word possessing two of the 9 reasons which obstruct the declension, or one such reason that stands in place of 2 is valued to 2. Okay? Its rule is that it will not accept, and you should understand this, it will not accept tanween, okay, and it will not accept jar. It will not accept jar, okay, although it's in the genitive state. Ye jari halat hoti hai, but that is not the haraka, that is the i'rab. It is called it is in the genitive state, but it does not accept the kasra. It will be maftuh. It will be vowelized with a fatah, okay? And this is what's going to be mentioned. And so you have understood the definition of both of them. Now we need to look at what are the asbab mana sarf, okay? The book tells us that there are 9, okay? تسعة هي العدل والوصف والتعنيس والمعرفة والأجمعة والجمع والتركيب وألف النون زائدتان ألف والنون زائدتان والوزن الفعل. So these are the 9 causes that prevent or obstruct the full declension, okay? They obstruct the full declension. And وحكمه أن يدخله القصرة والتنوين ويكون في موضع الجر مفتوحا أبدا. And this is exactly what I've just said earlier, that the rule is that it does not accept a kasra and it does not accept a tanween. And in the case of when it is in a genitive state, it will be maftuh abadan, always. This is not changeable, okay? Abadan. تقول جاءني أحمد. So this is in the nominative state. رأيت أحمد. This is Yusuf state. ومررت بأحمد أحمد. So it should have been أحمدي بأحمدي because of the ba harf jar, but it is in the Yusuf, it is in the genitive state, but it is with a fatha, okay? It is vowelized with a fatha, okay? It is. So this is the introduction. This is what looked at what munsarif is and what is ghair munsarif, and we looked at the 9 we have named. We haven't looked at them, we have named, we have understood what they are. And before you go further, you should memorize these. Al-adlu wal-wasfu wal-ta'nisu wal-ma'rifatu wal-ma'rifatu. So memorize these. Most of my students, they memorize this whole book, okay? And as you will know from our lessons, this is what I prefer, that a person would memorize this book. And this was taught to us, this was explained to us by Hazrat Mufakkir Islam, and this is one of the reasons that he is a great Nahwi. He's a master of Nahw, because he makes all his students memorize books, and he explained this way of understanding stuff, and what a brilliant way it is. So we will look at al-adl, okay, in the next lesson, inshallah, bifazli ta'ala. So this is the first part. We've just understood that what munsarif is and what ghair munsarif is, and the 9 such reasons that prevent full declension. And I've given you the hukam, the rule of them both. So what is the rule of munsarif is wa hukmuhu an yadkhulu harakatu salasu ma'at tanween, that it accepts all 3 different harakats, okay? And ghair munsarif would accept all harakats, but it would not accept the kasra, and it would not accept the tanween, the new nation, okay? But in the space of new nation, it will have a fatha, okay? It will be vowelized with a fatha. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make learning and understanding deen easy for us.